Hello, hello. I was just in the background singing to myself. I was just a singing. I need to check on my own program to make sure I can find myself. Welcome to Ask Beverly. I hope you saw the topic for tonight. And it's a serious matter as well. It's a very serious matter. Very serious matter that we need to consider for ourselves and others. Yes, I found it. I found my own show here. I just wanted to make sure I can keep up with any comments. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Ask Beverly. As you can see, I'm in a new background. I have a new background, part of the background anyway. I haven't decided what part of the house I will broadcast for my future shows because there will be future and Ask Beverly will continue. So I just wanted to update everyone because I said I would show them my new home last week, but last week I couldn't do it. Number one, too tired in the moving because I didn't move on Monday like I wanted to. I moved on Tuesday. And then I got the big surprise that someone in my family had tested positive for COVID and we had been around them. So several of us in my family had to wait it out. We had to quarantine ourselves until we got a test back. At first, I was going to just quarantine the whole 14 days, but it got a little lonely. So I went on and took the test so my children and my grandchildren could give me some company. So I am here to say that my test came out negative. A few of my family members, their test came out positive. So this is very serious. You have some people out there saying that it's not real. It is real. Where it came from, not sure. What country it came from, all of that really doesn't matter. The main thing to do is wash those hands and wear a mask. Those are the two best things that you can do because, I have family members with COVID. Some not as sick as others, and I bless God for that. So I just wanted to stop by today, and I did say that I would share some of my home with you guys. It is a very serious, I keep going back to it. I mean, I know I'm going to show a little bit of it, but during that time of being restricted, guess what? Nobody wanted to come by my home to help me unpack. Nobody wanted to venture out and come by. So I still have a lot of stuff. It takes time to unpack, but I do thank God, this is a real estate show, but first and foremost, I am a Christian and I bless God that all is well on my end, but I still bless God that I'm able to pray for those who haven't. And yet, I do pray. I pray a whole lot. And I pray for those who are struggling with it. I pray for those who are in the hospital. My time is spent praying. I am a real estate agent. That's number 2, number 3, number 4, all the way down the line. When it comes to someone's life, I'm on it. I am praying and others are praying on prayer lines. We got a couple of prayer lines going, praying for people that are sick, not just with COVID, with other things. So as you hold on, I'm going to show you if you want to come by and help, unpack all this stuff, all that's, there's some stuff right there. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is, all that stuff. Can you come by and help a sister out? All the stuff that has to be unpacked. You don't want to see the rest. Nope, I've been doing a little bit by little bit every day, and I thank God that I can. But this would have been done just like that had the quarantine not happened. So I'm glad to say that. Oh, did you miss it? Some of y'all just came on. Did y'all miss it? That's my new home, unpacked. Some of y'all was too scared to come by and help me because I was quarantined. That's my dining room set. I haven't got anything, unpacked. And my living room, you don't really want to see that. You don't want to see my living room, really, you don't. So just all those boxes, all that right there, all that. One box at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all you're asking of me. One box per day, sweet Jesus. Only one box a day. So I'm happy. I'm glad to be out of quarantine. I got out today, so I'm happy about that. And let's see who's that commented, because, I got to keep up with y'all out there. That's my daughter saying, hey, Ma, only Avia Patterson didn't want to come by to see her mother. Hello, Elder Greg. I tell you, Elder Greg, hello. I tell you, those children scared of COVID wouldn't come by to see me because I was quarantined. So it's going to take forever and a day if I have to unpack all these boxes and put all these clothes away. I mean, you got to see my closet. But I thank God. Oh, I did say COVID was real. All you have to do is wash your hands and wear a mask. Come on by and see your mom. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I understood it. It was very lonely. It was a very lonely process. Just waiting. It was very lonely. I feel faith rising too, Elder Greg. Let's put that back up there. Faith is rising. I am well. I'm healed. I am good in my new home. Trying to find a place for that nice little picture right there. I got to get out the way. Where is that picture? There it is right there. Isn't that a nice picture right there? I know it's upside down and all that, but yeah. So, I don't know how to work the camera there. If I just get out the way. All right. And there she go again, saying, no, Beverly. Now, isn't that something? She called me by my first name. Now, let's talk real estate. Okay, now she's saying yes. Let's talk real estate. Real estate, we're going to the end of the year, so it may not be possible to actually buy something by the end of the year. But you could have something definitely in January. We're working with clients right now who want something in January. So we're doing that. Interest rates are still hovering right about 3%. So let's do this. Call me, 301-257-7147, or Leavia Patterson, who's up there as Leavia Goodwin Patterson. We will be more than happy to help you. And guess what? Leavia Patterson and her sister and her aunts will be here this weekend to help me get this under control. Amen. It's a real estate show. So does anyone, Leavia, do you have a question of your mother? Do you have a question? You haven't been in real estate that long. You're always asking me questions. How about that? Always. She's always asking me questions. So you need my number. Yes. Ask Beverly. Banners. That's the number that you can call me. So yes, real estate, you would think that with the COVID, it would have stopped just like that, but it didn't. So I'm just here to say hello with an update. I promise I wouldn't be here very long. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God that I did not get COVID, even though I was around others who had it. And I am still yet praying. Especially, I want to call out this name here. We've been waiting for updates. Jeffrey Corey, I'm praying for you. Others are praying for you. Jeffrey Corey, musician, talented young man of God. I don't know if he's still in ICU or not, but we are yet praying for you. We feel faith rising for you in your situation. And I understand, the family's concern. I understand any family's concern with someone who has COVID. So we're still yet praying for him because it is a very serious condition. So if you don't have any questions tonight, guess what? I'm going to do 10 minutes tops. That's it, 10 minutes. So if you have a question, you see my number, the scammers are calling, so you might as well call as well. The scammers, I just got a phone call saying that Customs Border Control has some illegal contraband and some drugs that was pertaining to me and my social security number, and that I needed to call them right away. So when y'all get those kind of calls, Hang up. They probably want some money from you. Hang up. This is Real Estate Talk Tuesday. I won't be on long because guess what? I have boxes to unpack. Boxes galore. There they are right there. That's not even half of it. That's what you can see from the front. And a box right there and boxes in the bedroom. But I just thank God. I thank God that it's all working out. Okay, let's put Greg Evans. Okay, we do. Okay, how long do you think interest rates, let's start with Leavia's question first. How long do you think interest rates will remain low? Until the president gets in and the market starts going crazy. You never know what they're going to do. Probably until the spring, at least until the spring. But then there could be a housing crash in the fall. Because if things don't get better and the economy doesn't keep moving along, there could be a housing crash. But the interest rate should stay low until the spring. That's me. Should I pay off my house now or wait to pay on the principal in a year? Now, look, if you got the money to pay your house off altogether, Elder Greg, then pay it off. And if you don't, keep adding that $100 to $200 per month extra payment on the principal every month. But like I said, explain housing crash. Okay, that's another question that came up. So Elder Greg, if you got the money to pay everything off right now, the whole thing, pay it off. I would. Yes. Just make sure you pay the fire insurance, the hazard insurance, and the taxes. I have seen people lose their homes because they owned their home free and clear. I know of someone lost their house because of a fire because they didn't have a mortgage on it. How do you do that? So don't do that. If you're going to pay your house off, make sure you have enough money to pay the taxes and the hazard insurance every year. You can lose your house to a tax sale because you're not paying the taxes. I've seen that happen as well. Family members, okay? Family members. They don't ask questions. They just lose their houses, okay? Pride. What's the scripture say, Elder Greg, about pride? All right now. All right, Leavia. What's your question? Explain housing crash. Housing crash, just like we had back in 2008, 9, 10, where nobody was buying a house really. The market crashed because the interest rates went out of control. And there were all kinds of loans, the pick and pay, the ones that came due on demand, all types of loans where people lost their homes. That's where the crash happened, when people were losing their homes. So what if COVID keeps going on and employment keeps going down and the economic situation in each household changes where they can't afford to pay their bills? So if that happens in multiples and thousands upon thousands and then millions upon millions of where people can no longer to afford to pay, to make the payment, what do you think is going to happen? A housing crash. So some are predicting that for September. Now you talk about pray, let's pray that this COVID is under control so people can go back to work. The economy is suffering. You know, like when 911 happened, how the airlines and the hotel industry went down because of that. Those two planes crashing into. Got some on my left. Those 911 airplane bombers. So nobody wanted to fly. So it was, if nobody's flying, nobody is using hotels. So that market crashed for a little bit. the hotel travel industry. So the same thing can happen in this housing. If no one is making their payment, Twin Towers, when no one is making payments, it'll crash. If you, especially millions upon millions. Yes. So we pray. That's why some people do not want all the industries closed the way that they're doing it. Certain industries can stay open. Why not close the airlines? That's a question. So I'm not really going there. So we don't want a real estate crash. We don't want that again. But it could happen if unemployment keeps going on, if they keep closing down industries or certain industries, but only certain industries can stay open. So will they fund them unemployment through the whole entire COVID, or should they? So that's why some people are staying put, and that's why it's hard to sometimes buy a house right now. I had to move out of PG County to find something because it was such competition for the few homes that were out there. But you can still purchase. You're just going to have to wait it out a little bit, like I did. So I'm still happy with what I have. Beautiful home. I love it. Just had to be here by myself because of the quarantine, which I am negative. So now all of my family can come by and help me with all these boxes and my own children. All right. So I said I would stay no more than 10 minutes. Any other questions? Did I explain the housing crash good enough? If there's too many homes for sale because people are letting them go, short selling, foreclosures, housing crash. Just back 13 years ago, started in 2007, 2008. Yeah, some people are predicting that. So I pray that it doesn't happen. I'm praying against that because that wasn't good at all. Any other questions? If you don't want to ask your question online, guess what? You can call me. There it is right there. You can text me. If you don't want to talk, you can always text. Right now, while the interest rates are low, let's do that. Here's my information as far as my company. By law, I'm supposed to be having that up there. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want nobody to turn me in because I didn't have Fairfax Realty Premier up there. So, any other questions? Let's see if there's any other questions. DC, same there. It's hard to buy there too. Houses coming on and off the market just like that, unless it's a particular neighborhood maybe someone doesn't want to be in. But yeah, DC's housing market wasn't really affected that bad during the housing crash. So be careful where you buy. Location, location, location. True every time. Be careful. Anybody else? Anybody else? Question. My daughter, that's good questions. Good questions. Anybody else out there that want to say hi, hello? I don't want to miss anybody. Family members out there? Hello? Well, it's been good talking to you guys. Oh, amount of money to buy a home? That's the most fun part. This is how you're going to scare them away, Leavia. You're going to scare them away. Okay, so she said, explain the amount of money to buy a house and the closing costs. Okay, so if you don't have all the cash to buy the home, you need a loan, right, Elder Greg? You need a loan. So you have a conventional loan where you would need maybe to put down 3, 5, 10% of the cost of the house. So if the house is 300,000 and you needed to put down 5%, that's $15,000 that you have to come out of your own pocket. Down payment, right? Conventional. FHA loan backed by Federal Housing Administration, that loan you would need 3.5% down. So 3.5% times 300,000 is 10,500. That's money down out your own pocket, right? Now there's a nice loan called USDA. You don't need any money down. I don't know why y'all don't call me on that one. USDA, no money down. So if the house costs 300,000, you don't need any money down. The interest rate on that loan is 3.25. You can't beat it with a stick, a bat. You can't beat it. Interest rate 3.25, no money down. Okay, that's the money down part of it, right, Leavia? Now we need to talk about closing costs. Closing costs is a different animal. These are the costs that you need to inspect the home, get the home appraised, get the home settled, and turned and transferred into your name. You need about 4 to 5% of the sale of the cost of the house from somebody, somewhere. That's all good, Leavia. So let's add that up. Let's add that up. I wish I had a chalkboard. Maybe I have a chalkboard next time. So 4% of a $300,000 house is $12,000. So let's just say that was the minimum, $12,000 that you needed to close the house, to put the house in your name. Closing costs, all these settlement fees. So with FHA, you need 3.5, right? That's 10,500 plus 12,000 for settlement fees. You got your down payment plus your settlement fees. That's $22,500. Now, the thing that I would help you with is trying to get you a program like Leavia talked about. Talk about the different programs and where you can get free money. Oh, you like that word free, huh? So you need $22,500. So in DC, if you're already living in DC, call me. If you're living in DC. If you're living in DC, they're willing to give you up to $80,000 for your home. More than enough. More than enough. Call me, 301-257-7147. If you live in DC, you got the money. All right. As long as you don't go over a certain income. All right. So PG, what do I always say about PG County? I haven't checked lately, but most times PG County in Maryland does not have any money. The moment they release that money in January, February, it's gone like that. Montgomery County in Maryland, they always keep money. Montgomery County. For those who would like to live in Montgomery County, call me 301-257-7147. Okay. Thank you very much for the likes. Also, the state of Maryland does give you $5,000 CDA if you have a certain credit score, I believe 660 and above. 660 and above. So there are monies out there. Even Anne Arundel County has some money. Okay. So, but you got to call me, or you can Google it yourself, then call me. But I have a great loan officer that I can pass you along to, and he will get you started. So I suggest if you want money, have a good credit score. The minimum credit score for these programs is like 660. I don't know what DC is, but all of these other programs, and some of them want you to have at least 1.5% of the price of the house of your own money. So that means you still need to save money. If you could pay $4,000 versus $22,000, which one would you pick? So save some money. Just save some money. Stop buying all those tennis shoes. All right. And those East St. Laurent bogs for 2,500. All right. So we're moving on to Elder Greg's question. If I had money in my 401k and my balance was 30,000, should again pay it off. So if you have money in your 401k, more than likely they're going to want you to pay that back. It depends. I'm not quite sure. I know with the government program, if you're TSP, they want you to pay it back, but the interest rate could be lower. If that interest rate is lower, now look, I'm not giving you any accountant legal advice. I'm saying personally, if I had the money to pay it off, I would pay it off, especially if the interest rate is lower in my 401k if I had to pay it back. So talk to your CPA, the legal professional who will give you the right answer to that question. But it's a good question, okay? Y'all need to consider questions like that. But guess what? You need to ask. Elder Greg has asked it for you. Now you turn around and ask the CPA, what do you think about me paying this off? Okay? So you did ask the question. I gave you a good answer. Ask your CPA. So I'm putting you in the right direction of a professional who will get the answer to you. You know, that might be a personal situation where you just don't feel like making the monthly anymore, right? You don't want to make the monthly anymore. But what did I say earlier? Pay that hazard insurance and the taxes every year. You don't want to be stuck with no home and they knocking at your door asking you to get out. All right. Who else? Those are some good questions. I thank you guys. So, yes. And some people, let me tell you what else people are doing with their 401ks. They're taking that money out to invest and buy homes and flip them. I see a lot of that. They're taking money. Some people got a lot of money saved up in those TSPs and 401ks. They say, you know what? Since everybody else is flipping a home, let me try it too. Yep. It's time for us to learn how to invest for ourselves and for our legacy, our children and our children's children. The Bible says a good man that leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And a good woman too. And a good woman. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, do you have to put 20% down when you buy a second property? So I'm going to give you the right answer via this right here, okay? Most times, yes. You have to call me for the other answer. Most times, yes, you would have to put down 20%. There are some people who may do 10, some loan officers who may do 10. Call me, Dawn. I'll tell you the other answer. All right. Create wealth. Yes, we need to create wealth. And Dawn's question is a great way to start. So let me get back to Dawn's question. There was another answer I do have for you. But most investors, they go to basically, we don't have loan sharks anymore, but you have loan officers who can find your loan at 8, 9, 10%. You do put down like 10%, and then you put down another 10% on the money that you plan to rehab the house if you're trying to flip a home. I'm not sure if that was what you were talking about when you said second property. Are you going to keep the house? If you're going to keep the house, well, yeah, you're going to put down that 10 or 20. But with the hard money lender, that's what they call them now, hard money lender. They're willing to loan you a certain amount of money based upon what you're going to put in to finance that second property that you're more than likely either going to rent or flip. Okay. A lot of people have the money to pay their house off, but rather hold their money until they pass, but pay the biggest bill off. I'd rather have the house paid off, you know. Some people, well, you should have some liquid cash. You should have liquid cash. You should have savings, and of course, your real estate investment. I would say take all the money out. More than likely, they're not going to let you take all the money out anyway. But yes, if you can do it and still have some cash left, personally, not legal advice, but personally, I would do it that way. Personally. Dawn says, okay. Yeah, so there are hard money lenders that will do that, but their interest rate is so high. We have to talk about that. I have some answers for you. But yes, do that. Get the second properties, get the third property, get the fourth property, get the fifth property, get the sixth property, get the seventh property. I know someone who has the big 4-0 or more. But you got to get started somewhere. You got to get started. Because it's just basically creating wealth for yourself and others. I mean, now if you're going to hoard everything to yourself and be tight-fisted and, be Mr. Scrooge or Mrs. Scrooge with it, somebody's going to spend it anyway. You might as well share. Anybody else? Anybody else? Very good questions. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Elder Greg. Thank you, Leavia. I appreciate that so much. Those are good questions. I think in our community that, we need to, okay, here goes my speech I love to give. If you would just hold on 2 minutes. Okay. Fast cash buyers. I understand, of course, it is a way to make money. And for those who are doing it, I'm sure you're going to turn the channel at this point. So with the fast cash buyer, let's say mom and them have a house that needs a lot of repair. You know those commercials. And they use us to sell this. Mom and them have a house that needs to be sold right away. And the fast cash buyer says, oh, on the commercial, we're going to handle everything for you. Oh, you don't need a real estate agent. You know what they're doing? They're raping our community because we want fast cash versus information. Information is key in anything that you do. Information. Before you do anything, get information. So if the fast cash buyer comes to your house and say, oh, mom and them's home is only worth $200 and it's in a $400,000 neighborhood, but because it's raggedy, oh, we don't want nobody come and see how mom and them live. So what? Who cares about that? You want top dollar for mom and them's home. So they come and say, oh, it's a $300,000 house, but since you want fast cash, we only give you 70 cents on the dollar. Now let's do some mathematics. See, this is why it pays to pass 5th grade mathematics, so we can know how to do multiplication. 70% on that 300,000 is 210,000. So they just made money off mom and them's house because you wouldn't call Beverly at 301-257-7147 to let you know I could put the house on the market for 300 and they still fight over it. But because you took the first person who's willing to come and see the house because it was in raggedy condition, because you had too much pride to let me come and see the house and say, hey, you can get another $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 off this house. And that's what they're doing in our community. Our community. I love to sing that song all the time because they say, oh, you don't want that pesky real estate agent to come into your home. No, you don't want me to come into your home because the fast cash buyer, because you don't want me to compete with the price that you've given them. Y'all hear my fingernails? So we need to, but you know what? They're almost done with our community. They're reaching out to everyone and everybody trying to find another deal, because we won't wake up and smell the coffee. We allow our community to go down. Thanks, Leavia, 210. We talk about our community so bad, but we don't value information. My daughter saying preach. I know it sounds like I'm preaching, but it bothers me. It bothers me when you're going to put down my trade so you can get off on what you're doing. So who are you going to believe? The fast talking, fast cash buyer, or the agent who has to give you value? That's my job. And you got a lot of agents, and I'm going to tell this business too. You got a lot of agents playing that game too and not giving you value. But you won't allow bring 3 agents to give you value. Can we pass that along? We pass everything else along. Oh, sip water for 5 seconds. Hot water for 5 seconds, and it's going to get rid of COVID. We pass all kinds of misinformation, but we won't save the day in our own families and say, hey, we could be earning another $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 on mom and them's home. Because you don't want a pesky agent to come in and give you real value. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of misinformation. We swallow misinformation. Yes, we do. We swallow it up like gold, misinformation. We put out misinformation like gold in our communities. I used to be a property manager. All the kind of things I used to see going to court. Misinformation. Misinformation. All I'm saying is get some information. Don't be scared of the information. Don't be scared of what information can give you. The bottom line. That's all I'm saying. As a real estate agent, I have seen a whole lot. A whole lot. As a property manager, I have seen a whole lot. Misinformation. We pass on misinformation. Yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. The kind of questions that I get asked, this hair, okay. All I'm saying is get information. And this is not a Christian show, but even in the Bible, read it for yourself. So you'll know some things for yourself. You won't get even tricked in that. So this is a real estate show, back to the real estate show. So let's learn how to do some mathematics. Let's learn how to call an agent that at least tell you the truth. So many people have called me for information. There's been so many people that I've given free information to, never made a dime off of it. It does not matter. God is going to bless me with my own, and he's going to give me my own business. I don't have to take nobody's business. I am going to make enough business for myself and my family. I am here to answer your question and get real information out there. Okay? So I've done enough preaching about the fast cash buyer. I don't know if it's too late, but pick up the phone. If you don't call me, call another agent. Okay? That's the information right there. Call somebody. And don't be so quick because they can give it to you in 5 days. So what? They can give it to you in 7 days. You can wait 30 days. You can wait 20 days for that money. They just ripped you off. They just ripped you off. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That's good enough information for today, okay? I'll put a smile back on my face. back to the regular program of Ask Beverly. I know my daughter's going to get me later because I know I'm so dramatic many times. But anyway, I'm for community and I'm for when we get older. It's another thing I want to let you know. And one more thing is that stop fretting over buying a house. If you're in your 20s and 30s, do it now, pay that house off in 30 years or buy another one or whatever you need to do it. But buy a home. I don't like seeing older people looking for somewhere to live, especially if they have other issues going on. Not everybody can get into those retirement homes because they have other issues going on. So we need to stop. We spend our money on everything else. We won't save our money. How much would it be, Leah? Do the math. If we save $5 a day, how much? $25, $35 a week. How much is that? If we save $5 a day, then you bumped it up to $10 a day. Then you bumped it up to $20 a day. Each year, you're doing better and better each year. How much would that be? If we didn't eat out every day, you could save money if you didn't eat out every day. How much? $150 a week times 50. How much is that for a week? That's $5 a day. I'm trying to get Larry to do the mathematics for me. I think $5 a day is like $1,800, $1,700 a year. Asking for help out there, calling on help, calling on the calculator, calling on calculators. How much is it? $5 a day could you save? And you put it away and made an effort. $5 a day. $1,800 per year. What if you save $20 a day? Do the math. If you save $20 a day, $20 a day, how much would that be? And you did that for 5 years. 5 times 18, that's over $7,000. 8,000. So this is what I'm saying. It can be done, especially if you have young people living at home. Thank you, Dawn. If you have young people living at home, you need to challenge them. You need to challenge them by saving, not saving to be an apartment forever, but saving to buy their own home. Are we putting that into their ear gate? Oh, you're only going to be in an apartment for 3 years. Are you telling them that when they're 15 years old? I want you owning by the time you're 25, especially our males, so they could be prepared for one day in getting a wife. So imagine if you had a young person save $7,300 a year in 5 years, how much would that be? If you had a young person, I have seen this. I know this. I was at the furniture store the other day, and this other race, they might have been India, East India, I'm not quite sure, but she would say she allowed her daughter to be there after graduation. She had her own money to put down. But we have to put that in their ear gate. $5 a day for a week, $175. But it starts young. It starts young. Start telling the grandchildren, oh, you can do this, or you can do that, you can do this. But if we don't put it into their ear gate that they can be millionaires, that they could be owners and not renters, they will even turn down the notion of renting if that's what you're putting in their ear, if you're helping them get there. But if the only thing you're thinking about is get yours and I got mine, no, we're not going to get there as a people. We're not going to get there. And yet there are some doing. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this is for information for those who are not doing it. If you're already doing this, pass it on. Have classes. Educate. You want something to do? You got a lot of money? You want to show somebody how to do it? Especially for young people. Teach them how to save money in a piggy bank. Start there and let them cash it out and take it to the bank with both your names on the bank account. This is what I'm talking about. We have to learn how to start saying no. As I got older, my father, I told him, I said, Daddy, thank you for saying no, because it made me responsible. He had the money, he had it. So if your children know you got it, and all you do is flaunt it and give it to them, they're going to be no good. You won't be able to help them. Now, if you got $20 million in the bank, okay, I understand that, But if you're not a millionaire many times over, but I'm talking about just the basics and savings. We got children, they got too much stuff. They burn money. And I know you said, this is a real estate show. Oh, yes, it is. Because real estate is just one of the investments. Now, I can't teach you about the other investments other than when you get a job, you should have a 401k or TSP or IRA, Roth IRA or a regular IRA. You should have all of that. You should have some cash on hand. You should have some cash in the bank. You should have some savings. All of that. Okay, so this is the type of person I am. I read the census, okay? They didn't have to come on the TV to tell me that our white counterpart is 10 times more wealthier than us. When I saw that on the TV, I said, I already knew that because I read the census. Read the census. There go my other daughter. I'm not preaching. I'm just saying share the information. And yes, sometimes things happen in life, but you pick yourself back up. Exactly. I've seen that, Dawn. I've seen it for young children. So we can brag. Oh, my baby, my 12-year-old got a Gucci. And what? She hasn't even grown up. She doesn't even realize the value of what you've given her, other than what you've told her or him or whatever. $200 outfits on. And you've taught them nothing. They won't even go to college. They won't even get a trade. They'll sit around waiting for somebody to give them a handout. And it is not going to happen with my family, nor my children, nor my children's children. Because you know what? It starts here in their ear. But if all you're teaching them is how good they look, what they got on, that's their basis. Renee says, teach them delayed gratification. Yes, teach them that $175 at the end of the year, they got like, what? I got what? And then you tell them, oh, only spend 10% of that. So they might have the $8,000 at the end of the year, but look, only spend about $800 of that because you want to do it again the next year. Can you imagine telling them in their mind that at the end of the year they got $7,000, and then the next year they got $14,000, and then the next year they got $21,000? That means they out your house. They out your house, but we won't teach them that. No. We just want to teach them, you better look, girl, you better look good. Girl, boy, you better look good. You got to drive the nicest thing so you can get the girls. You better look, mama, you better tell that boy the right thing. Learn how to cook for himself. Learn how to sew. Learn how to do a lot of things. All right? Because you don't want them coming home because you have taught them well. Now, I know, look, many of us on this line are Christian. So guess what? We're going to be praying for hours. And we're going to be educating them to life because there is a balance. All day saves and don't have no money. All day educated and don't have no Jesus. No, we're going to give you both, all right? That's what, for those who know what I'm talking about, I'm talking to you, okay? They're going to have both. Because when mama is gone, see, this is my, you can ask my children right now. They'll tell you, I said, as when I am gone, you'll never be able to say, mama didn't tell you. Now, ask my children if that's truth or not. I'm going to put Dawn's thing. When I was teaching my class, my every other week real estate class, that's the kind of analogy I would, give them. You come in here, you got on all this expensive clothes, but you don't have $400 in the bank. Where's your $400? What if I was charging you to come into this class? I'm serious. I'm serious. I used to do it every other week. So that's why I'm here doing it every week now. I did take a break, but let's start teaching our children, our nieces and nephews. Now, you can ask all my nieces and nephews. Most of them, 90% of them, it's 13 of them, have had this talk from me about money. Is my daughter, are you laughing at me? What? You know it's true. My sisters can tell you, I've talked to all my nieces and nephews. So it won't be no excuse if you don't have anything. No excuse. But it's not too late to get your children in order. It's not too late. Start putting your foot down. Start saying no and tell them why. You need to grow up. You need to save your own money. I am not your bank. I'm not your bank. Right, Kavita? All right. I'm going to leave certain people alone. I'm going to leave certain people alone. You just give them time. You give them time. Where's Kavita? She in there somewhere? She probably, gosh, she earlier she was saying preach, but now she going to probably come calling me after this. Y'all, it's almost, y'all got me talking like this. It's almost an hour later. But seriously, we have to live in this life, right? We have to live. I remember just having $10. I remember having just $10. I remember those days. I'm not going back there. Okay? I remember having 20 and giving half of that to a family member. And I didn't mind. I didn't care. But as we grow in knowledge and understanding, right? All right, that ends this. What was the main message? No COVID for Beverly. Praying for those who do have it. We're going to tell our children to save. We're not going to let those fast cash buyers in our neighborhoods or to our families. We're going to speak up for the friendly neighborhood agent. What else did we talk about? And pay off your home early if you would like to. And get professional advice on that. I thank each and every one of you for staying. I like to do a little drama and a little comedy. I like to laugh a whole lot, and I like to educate. And that is my main mission in life, is to educate. And I'm always for information. Give me information, and I will delve into it for myself. Can I say one more thing about that misinformation? When people send y'all information, look it up. Google is free. Do your own investigative. Don't swallow everything whole. Okay? Do your own research. What Leavi said, oh my God, for? Leavi said, oh my gosh. You're welcome, Dawn. Thank you for staying with us. I appreciate you so much. And like Leavi said, research. If you're not a biologist, if you're not a medical professional, or you're not into that business, ask somebody. Don't pass stuff along that can get people in trouble. And you're not in the medical field. Don't do that. It's not good. All right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And all right, volunteers, come on by and help a sister out and get all these boxes unpacked. All right, talk to y'all. Y'all enjoy your day. Pray for somebody, okay? Seriously, pray for people who have COVID. Pray for them, their strength and their health to return. Amen. Amen. That's my daughter. Bye.